Now let's learn Motif 3. Take a look at the finished product. Motif 3 has two color schemes. It's also divided into the first part and the second part. After completing the flower, continue to crochet the second part in circles outward. The new stitch used here is treble crochet. Please watch me demonstrate the specific crocheting method. Here I'll explain using a sample swatch. The crocheting method for the first part of the flower. The stitch technique is identical to the flower in Motif 2. Its first round is the same as Motif 1's first round of the first part. In the second round, pick up the front loop of the stitches from the first round and crochet accordingly. In the third round, pick up the back loop of the stitches from the first round and crochet correspondingly. Pay attention, single crochet into the back loop of the slip stitch from the second round. The rest of the crocheting method is the same. Refer to the pattern chart. Follow the previous demonstration to complete this section. The beginning tail of the yarn can be woven into the work on the wrong side following the texture. Now let's move on to the first round of the second part. Take the corresponding yarn. With the flower right side facing you, join yarn at a back post single crochet from the 7th round of the first part. Make one chain as your beginning chain. Then, make one back post single crochet. Followed by 7 chains for transition. Below, skip the stitches of the 8th round. On the next back post single crochet of the 7th round, make one back post single crochet. Then, chain 7 for transition. This round consists of working back post single crochets into the back post single crochets of the 7th round, with 7 chains in the middle for transition. Repeat this process to continue crocheting. Finally, join with a slip stitch on the stitch of the back post single crochet. Pull tight. No need to fasten off the yarn. This completes the first round. Move on to the second round. Start with 1 chain. Then, in the chain space on the left side, make 2 single crochets. Pay attention to weaving in the ends. Then you need to crochet a small leaf. That is, chain 6. Then go back, starting from the 4th chain stitch from the end. Pick up the back loop and crochet 1/2 double crochet. and then 2 double crochets. This completes one small leaf. Continue with 2 single crochets in the chain space. Then make a large leaf. That is, chain 8. Go back, starting from the 4th chain stitch from the end. Pick up the back loop and correspondingly make 1/2 double crochet, 3 double crochets, and 1/2 double crochet. This completes one large leaf. Continue with 2 single crochets in the chain space. Then make 1 small leaf. That is, chain 6. 1/2 double crochet, and 2 double crochets. After completion, continue with 2 single crochets in the chain space. This completes the stitch pattern for the chain space. Continue in the next chain space with 4 single crochets. Then make 1 small leaf. Followed by 2 single crochets. Then create 1 large leaf, which is 8 chains total. Turn back and, starting from the 4th chain stitch from the end, pick up the back loop and crochet 1/2 double crochet. Then work 3 double crochets. One-half double crochet. That completes one large leaf. Then in the next chain space, work 2 single crochets. Follow with 1 small leaf. Then 4 single crochets. That finishes 2 chain spaces. From here on, just repeat the previous stitches. Refer to the chart and continue crocheting. After finishing the last chain space, finish with a slip stitch in the starting single crochet. Cut the yarn. That completes the second round. Continue to the third round. Take the corresponding yarn. Join the yarn at the slip stitch position. Start with 1 chain. Work 1 single crochet in the same stitch. Follow with 3 chains for transition. Then, on the left side behind the small leaf, pick up the chain braid below and work 1 single crochet. Three chains as a bridge. Continue skipping over the large leaf. At the back of the small leaf, pick up the chain braid below and work 1 single crochet. Three chains as a bridge. Then comes the position for 6 consecutive single crochets. Work a single crochet in the second single crochet stitch. Three chains as a bridge. Skip 2 stitches. Work 1 single crochet in the next stitch. Three chains as a bridge. Below is the leaf position. Pick up the chain braid below 2 small leaves and work single crochets. Single crochets have 3 chains as a bridge on both sides. After completion, it's time for another position of 6 consecutive single crochets. Pick the second single crochet and the second to last single crochet. Correspondingly make single crochets. Single crochets have 3 chains as a bridge on both sides. After finishing, take a look at the crochet pattern for this round. At the leaf position, pick up the chain braid below the small leaves and correspondingly make single crochets. At the position of 6 consecutive single crochets, on the second stitch and the second to last stitch, correspondingly make single crochets. All single crochets have 3 chains as a bridge on both sides. Continue crocheting in this way. After completing the last single crochet, work 1 chain. Then, work 1 half double crochet to join on the starting single crochet. This completes the third round. You can see that all the leaves are on top. Now, let's move on to the fourth round below. Start with 1 chain as your beginning chain. Then, work 1 single crochet in the hole below. Chain 3 as a transition. Continue at the hole on the left side. Work 1 single crochet. Chain 3 as a transition. Now you'll reach the chain space that corresponds to the large leaf. Work 1 single crochet in the space. Chain 3. And work 1 single crochet. These 2 single crochets and 3 chains will form one corner of this round. Continue along the edge, which means working in the next chain space on the left with 3 chains. Work 1 single crochet each, with 3 chain stitches as a transition on both sides of the single crochet. After completing, you'll arrive at the chain space corresponding to the large leaf. Work 1 corner in this space, that is, work 1 single crochet, chain 3, and work 1 single crochet. This round involves repeating this pattern of edges and corners. Everyone can follow this method. Refer to the pattern, and continue crocheting. After completing the last single crochet, make 1 chain stitch for transition. Then, on the starting single crochet, work 1 half double crochet to join. This completes the fourth round. Below, start the fifth round. Begin with 1 chain as your beginning chain. Next, in the hole underneath, work 1 single crochet. Chain 4 as a transition. Continue in the 2 chain spaces on the left. Work 1 single crochet in each, chain 4 for transition. Below, you'll reach the corner position from the previous round. Work 1 single crochet in the chain space. Chain 4 as a transition. Continue picking up chain spaces. And work 1 single crochet in each, chain 4 for transition. Repeat this process to finish crocheting the entire round. After completing the last single crochet, chain 2. Then work 1 half double crochet to join. That completes the 5th round. Now let's move on to the 6th round. Start with 1 chain as your beginning chain. Then locate the corresponding small leaf below. Pick up the top of the small leaf and the 2 strands from the middle stitch of the 3 chains. In the corresponding hole below, work 1 single crochet. This will secure the small leaf in place. Continue with 4 chains for transition. Work 1 single crochet in the chain space on the left side. Chain 4 as a transition. Then find the small leaf on the left. Pick up the middle stitch of the 1 chain at the tip. These 2 strands in the corresponding chain space below. Work 1 single crochet. Chain 4 as a transition. Then pick up the 2 chain spaces on the left side and work 1 single crochet in each, chain 4 for transition. Then secure the small leaf that corresponds below by working 1 single crochet. Chain 4 as a transition. Continue with the chain space on the left side. Work 1 single crochet. Chain 4 as a transition. Then secure the next small leaf. That is, 1 single crochet. Chain 4 as a transition. For this round, just pick up the chain spaces and work 1 single crochet. Chain 4 as a transition. And while working the corresponding single crochet, secure the tip of the small leaf. Repeat this process. Refer to the pattern and continue crocheting. Finally, join with a half double crochet. That completes the 6th round. The 8 small leaves are now all secured. For the upcoming 7th round, the technique is similar to the 4th round. Pay attention that the transition chains remain at 4 stitches. At the end, finish with a slip stitch. The method is very simple. Just refer to the pattern chart for crocheting. I won't demonstrate it. Next, we'll work on the 8th round. Start with the hole on the left side. Work 1 slip stitch for the transition. Then make 2 chains to start. These 2 chains count as 1 half double crochet. Then in the same hole, work 2 half double crochets. After completing that, in the 2 chain spaces on the left, work 3 half double crochets in each space. Then, in the hole on the left side, work 3 double crochets. Now we've reached the corner position from the previous round. In the chain space, work 1 treble crochet, yarn over twice. Insert. Draw through. There are 4 loops on the hook now. Yarn over on after another. Draw through the first 2 loops on the hook. Repeat 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Treble crochet completed. Continue with 1 treble crochet. Yarn over twice. Insert. Pull the yarn through. Yarn over on after another. Draw through the first 2 loops on the hook. Repeat 3 times. Another treble crochet is done. Continue with another 1 treble crochet. Pay attention as you crochet this stitch. You need to secure the tip of the large leaf. Yarn over the hook twice. Insert into the tip of the large leaf. The middle chain stitch of the 3 chains has 2 strands of yarn. Crochet again. Then do a 2-chain transition. In the same hole, crochet 3 treble crochets. Note that when crocheting the first treble crochet, secure the large leaf again. We will treat these 6 treble crochets and 2 chains as 1 corner of this round. Continue with the edging position. In the left chain space, crochet 3 double crochets. Then, in the 3 chain spaces on the left side, crochet 3 half double crochets in each space. After completing, in the left chain space, crochet 3 double crochets. This completes the edge. Continue by crocheting another corner. That is, 3 treble crochets. Pay attention when crocheting the last stitch. Make sure to secure the large leaf in place. Chain 2 and crochet 3 treble crochets. Secure the large leaf again with the first stitch. For this round, repeat crocheting the edges and corners like this. When crocheting the corner, fix the tip of the large leaf. Follow this method. Refer to the pattern chart and continue crocheting. After completing the final 3 double crochets, finish with a slip stitch on the beginning chain. That concludes the 8th round. And the large leaves are now secured. Now move on to the 9th round. Start with 3 chain stitches as the beginning chain. Then chain 1 for transition. In the same position, where you slip stitched in the previous round, work 1 double crochet. Then skip 2 stitches below. On the next stitch, work 1 double crochet, 1 chain stitch, and 1 double crochet. We will consider these 2 double crochets and 1 chain stitch as a group. Continue by skipping 2 stitches. On the next stitch, work 1 group. For this round's edge, simply repeat this group. Each group is separated by 2 stitches. Continue crocheting using this method. When you reach the corner position of the previous round, in the chain space, work 1 double crochet, 1 chain stitch as a transition, 1 double crochet, 2 chain stitches, 1 double crochet, 1 chain stitch as a transition. Then, on the left stitch, work 1 double crochet. We will treat these 4 double crochets and the middle chain stitch as one corner of this round. Continue working the edge with a 2-stitch interval. Refer to the pattern and keep crocheting. When you reach the next corner position, work 1 corner, that is, work 1 double crochet in the chain space. 1 chain stitch as a transition, 1 double crochet, 2 chain stitches, 1 double crochet, 1 chain stitch for transition, 1 double crochet on the left stitch. This round is about repeating this edge and corner pattern. Follow this method. Refer to the chart and keep crocheting. After completing the last group, end directly with a slip stitch on the beginning chain. For the next round, switch colors. Break the yarn here. This completes the 9th round. Now crochet the 10th round. Take the corresponding yarn. Join the yarn at the breakpoint. Start with 3 chain stitches as the turning chain. Then work 1 double crochet in the left chain space. Make 1 double crochet. Work 1 double crochet correspondingly into each left stitch. Work 1 double crochet into each chain space. Match stitches and work double crochets. The edges are located at the stitches and chain spaces. Work double crochets correspondingly. Continue crocheting in this way. When you reach the corner from the previous round, work double crochets correspondingly into the first 2 double crochets and 1 chain stitch. Then in the chain space, work 3 double crochets. Add 2 chains, followed by 3 double crochets. We will treat these 6 double crochets and 2 chains as one corner for this round. For the next edging position, follow the same crochet technique, working double crochets correspondingly into the stitches and chain positions. Refer to the chart and continue crocheting. When you reach the next corner at the 2 chain spaces, work 1 corner there, that is, 3 double crochets. Two chains, and 3 double crochets. For this round, repeat crocheting the edges and corners like this. Following this method, continue crocheting while referring to the chart. After completing the last double crochet, finish with a slip stitch directly on the turning chain. Finally, fasten off the yarn. This completes the 10th round. Motif 3 is also now complete. Refer to the chart and refer back to the previous demonstration. Complete motif 3 with the corresponding number and colors. I won't repeat the demonstration here. Next, let's learn how to crochet motif 4. Take a look at the finished product. Motif 4 starts with an adjustable magic ring. Crochet back and forth from the center outward. You will need to switch colors while crocheting. Watch as I demonstrate the specific crocheting method. Start with a magic ring. After completing it, make 3 beginning chains. Then, chain 1 as a transition. Pick up the stitch in the hole and work 3 double crochets. For convenience in explaining, let's consider these 3 double crochets as one leaf. Chain 2 for the next transition. Then, crochet another leaf. Chain 1 as a connection. Finally, work 1 double crochet. After completing it, tighten the loop on your hook. Then fasten off the yarn. That completes the first row. The side with the clearer texture is the right side. Weave in the ends on the wrong side. Now move on to the second row. Take the corresponding yarn. On the right side of the first row, join the yarn in the chain space on the left side of the beginning chain. Start with 3 chain stitches as the turning chain. Then work 1 chain stitch for transition. Below, in the same hole, where you joined the yarn, crochet a leaf. Work 1 chain stitch for transition downward. Next, pick up the hole from 2 chain stitches and crochet a leaf. Work 2 chain stitches. Then another leaf. We will now work the stitch pattern in this chain space. This will serve as one corner of motif 4. After completing it, work 1 chain stitch for transition. Below, pick the last chain space. Crochet a leaf. Work 1 chain stitch for transition, then work 1 double crochet in the same position. That completes the second row. The yarn tail here can be trimmed directly since a few stitches have already been worked. You can cut it off. Next, we'll start the third row. Start with 3 chain stitches as the turning chain. Then work 1 chain stitch for transition. Turn the piece counterclockwise. Pick up the last chain space from the previous row. Crochet a leaf. Work 1 chain stitch for transition. Next, pick a spot for a chain stitch. Crochet a leaf. Work 1 chain stitch for transition. Now we're at the corner position. Pick up the chain space and crochet a corner. Then work 1 chain stitch for transition. Next, pick up 2 chain spaces on the left side. Crochet 1 leaf in each of them. Work 1 chain stitch for transition. In the last chain space, crochet 1 double crochet stitch. After completing, fasten off the yarn. Weave the yarn tail into the wrong side. The method is very simple. I won't demonstrate it here. This completes the third row. Next, I'll use a small sample to explain the crochet method for the remaining rows. For rows 4 to 5, the method is identical to rows 2 to 3. At the position of one chain stitch, correspondingly crochet a leaf. On both sides of the leaf, there's one chain stitch for transition. At the corner position, crochet the corner accordingly. In the beginning and ending one chain stitch holes. Add one beginning chain or one double crochet. When crocheting on the wrong side, the position of the beginning chain corresponds to a double crochet, not in the chain stitch hole. After completion, fasten off the yarn. For rows 6 to 7 afterward, switch colors for each row. Attach the yarn and crochet on the right side. The method is simple. Refer to the previous demonstration and follow the chart. Complete the remaining rows. I won't demonstrate it again. Motif 4 has several color schemes. Everyone refer to the diagram and table and finish the remaining motif 4 on your own. I will not repeat the demonstration. That concludes the explanation of motif 4. After all motifs are completed, we will now proceed with the connection. First, refer to the finished product or the connection schematic. Position all 4 motifs correctly. Pay attention that the position of motif 1 and motif 2 differ between the two blanket designs. Specifically, for the octagon motifs, you can also decide their placement based on your preference. Use the fabric piece in the color of the outer edge. Sew and connect using this color. You can start sewing from the central motif, or begin with one of the edge motifs. Please watch as I demonstrate the specific sewing method. Here, I will use a small sample for the demonstration. Note that I am only demonstrating the joining method. I will start sewing from the corner position. First, pick up the sewing thread. For the actual project, use the color of the last round of the motif. Here, for convenience in watching, I will demonstrate with another color. Take a length of thread that is 2 to 3 times the sewing length. You can leave it a little longer if you like. Then start sewing. First, sew one corresponding octagon motif and one triangle motif together. Use the whip stitch method. First, thread the needle with the yarn. Then match up the corresponding motifs, placing their wrong sides together. With the right sides facing outwards. Start by connecting the corresponding edge. Locate the chain stitch at the corner position. Pick the chain stitch on the left side. Insert the sewing needle from front to back, picking up the back half of the chain stitch loop. Draw through, then insert into the other motif, picking up the back loop of the stitch at the edge. This will be the back loop of the double crochet stitch. Specifically, it's the back strand of the stitch. Insert the needle again, and pick up these 2 strands this time. Pull the yarn through. Leave a little yarn tail. To ensure it's secure, sew through the same spot once more. Insert the needle. And pull the yarn through again. Continue by locating the corresponding position on the left side. With the sewing needle, pick up the back loop of the stitch and the half loop at the highest point of the corresponding chain stitch. At this point, place the reserved yarn tail on top. Sew while hiding it inside. Pull the yarn through. Continue downward. Insert into the back loop of the corresponding stitch to sew them together. When you encounter a chain stitch position, pick up the strand above the chain for sewing. This is done from front to back. Insert into the back loop of the corresponding stitch, or use the method of sewing through the strand above the chain. This is the whip stitch technique. Below, follow this joining method. Keep sewing all the way to this side. The first chain stitch position at the corner. Since the number of stitches on the triangle's side is fewer than the number of stitches on the octagon's side, you can adjust the stitch count here. That is, on the side of the triangle-shaped piece, sew one extra stitch into a single stitch. Later, when you encounter mismatched stitch counts, you can adjust using this method. Just make sure that the final corner chain aligns properly. Ensure the fabric joins smoothly and lies flat. Note, for the last stitch, sew one extra time to secure it in place. Now, this side is already connected. Next, grab another corresponding octagon motif. Similarly, place the wrong sides together. Sew the edge that is opposite this one. Start with the chain stitch on the left side of the corner. Continue sewing until you reach the chain stitch on the right side of the other corner. Be mindful not to make the starting point too loose. You can sew an extra time to secure it in place. The stitch count on the sides of the octagon is identical. This allows you to sew them together correspondingly. after finishing at the chain stitch on the right side of the corner. Sew one extra time to secure it. Now, this side is connected properly. Next, you can take out the square motif. Sew it by matching the corresponding sides. The sewing method is the same for all. Here, the stitch count on the sides of the square corresponds directly with the stitch count on the sides of the octagon. There's no need to adjust the position further. The method is very simple. I'll skip the demonstration. If you run out of yarn, you can bring the yarn to the back side. Tie off and weave in the ends. Then, take another yarn to continue sewing. Here, I'll demonstrate again how to sew the triangular motif to another octagon motif. Start with the standing chain position, matching and sewing it to the chain stitch on the left side of the corner. Pay attention, sew one extra time at the starting point to secure it. Then, sew by matching each corresponding stitch. Note that the triangular motif has fewer stitches. You will need to adjust the stitch count while sewing. When you encounter a yarn tail, you can sew it in together. For the standing chain position, just sew by inserting the hook directly into the slip stitch point. When you reach the corner position, sew one extra stitch at the last stitch to secure it. Tighten the stitches. If there's a larger gap at the joining point, you can pick up any spot and sew a few more stitches to secure it. After completing, tie a knot on the wrong side and fasten off the yarn. The method is very simple, so I won't demonstrate it. This way, a triangular motif is sewn together nicely. You can sew the rest of the motifs using the same method. I'll stop demonstrating here. Pay attention to the starting and ending positions. Make sure to sew an extra stitch to secure them. At the intersection of 3 fabric pieces, You can sew a few more times to prevent large gaps from forming. Compare with the finished product or the connection schematic, and connect the edges that need to be sewn together. The sewing order is not fixed, so you can sew according to your preference. I won't demonstrate this part here. That concludes the explanation of connecting motifs. Finally, crochet the edging. Take a look at the finished product. The edging is crocheted around the perimeter of the fully connected motifs. Crochet in rounds for 3 rounds. The new stitch technique used is the double crochet decrease. Please watch as I demonstrate the specific crocheting method. Let's start with the first round. Here, I'll use a swatch for demonstration. There are fewer motifs in this sample. The focus is on demonstrating the method. Take the corresponding yarn. On the long side of the main piece, join the yarn in the chain space of the upper right corner motif. Start with 3 chain stitches as the turning chain. Then make 2 chain stitches for the transition. In the same chain space, crochet 1 double crochet stitch. Next, work a double crochet stitch in each stitch on the left side. Continue until you reach just before the connected chain position. On the turning chain, directly crochet 1 double crochet stitch in the slip stitch position. Pay attention to weaving in the yarn tail. Now you've reached the corresponding position. Crochet 1 double crochet stitch in the chain space. Next, at the sewing position, pick up 1 to 2 threads and crochet 1 double crochet stitch. Then you reach the position of motif 4. Crochet 3 double crochets in the first chain space. After completing, continue by picking up the left chain space and crocheting 2 double crochets. Next, crochet 3 double crochets in the left chain space. Crochet 2 double crochets in the next chain space. Follow the pattern of alternating 3 stitches and 2 stitches. Continue crocheting downward. When you reach the starting point, in the chain space on this side, crochet stitches symmetrical to the right side. Refer to the chart and continue crocheting. After completing, crochet 1 double crochet at the sewing position. Let's take a look at the crocheting pattern for the long side. in the chain space of the already connected octagon motif. Crochet 1 double crochet. Work double crochets into each stitch position correspondingly. On the long side of motif 4, alternate crocheting in the holes of each row, 3 double crochets and 2 double crochets, and maintain symmetry on both sides. Crochet 1 double crochet at the corresponding sewing position of the fabric piece. Continue crocheting downward using this method. Finally, reach the chain space on the far left. Crochet 1 double crochet inside it. Then make 2 chains, and 1 double crochet. Continue crocheting along the short side. Correspondingly pick up stitches, and work double crochets. When you reach the chain space, crochet 1 double crochet inside it. Make 2 chains, and 1 double crochet. Then follow this method for the long side and the short side crochet technique. Refer to the pattern and continue crocheting. After finishing the last short side, end with a slip stitch. Tighten the yarn. This completes the first round of edging. Move on to the second round. Start with 1 chain as your beginning chain. Insert the hook at the insertion point of the slip stitch below. Crochet 1 single crochet. Then make 3 chains as a transition. Next, in the chain space on the left side, crochet 1 bobble stitch. Make 3 chains as a transition again. Crochet another bobble stitch in the same spot. We will combine these 2 bobble stitches and the 3 chains in between. This will be considered pattern A. Continue along the long edge. Start with 3 chains. Skip 2 stitches below. Crochet 1 single crochet in the next stitch. Make 3 chains for transition. We will treat this single crochet and the chains on either side as pattern B. Then skip 3 stitches. Crochet 1 pattern. That is, 1 bobble stitch. Three chains for transition. 1 bobble stitch in the same position. Continue skipping 3 stitches and crochet 1 pattern B. That is, 3 chains. 1 single crochet. 3 chains. Then continue skipping 3 stitches. Crochet 1 pattern. This long edge will look like this. Alternate crocheting between pattern B and pattern A, except for the starting position. Each pattern is separated by 3 chains. Continue crocheting following this method. After completing the last pattern beyond this long edge, there will be 1 stitch remaining. In the chain space of the corner, crochet 1 pattern. Once completed, move on to this short edge. Still alternate crocheting between pattern B and pattern A. Note, refer to the chart. The first single crochet of pattern B goes into the first stitch. Then, follow the pattern and crochet with a 3 chain interval between patterns. Continue crocheting following this method. For the ending of the short edge, the single crochet of pattern B goes into the last stitch. This is 2 chains apart from the previous pattern A. After completion, crochet 1 pattern A in the chain space. Once done, review the crochet pattern for this round. Pay attention to the positions of the long and short edges. Both pattern B and pattern A are alternately crocheted. For the long edge starting point, it is 2 chains apart from the chain space. At the ending, there is a 1 chain interval. For the short edge, there is no interval at the beginning and end. Between patterns at the ending position, there is a 2 chain interval. For all other positions, the patterns are separated by a 3 chain interval. In the chain spaces, pattern A is also crocheted according to the pattern. Following this method, continue crocheting while referring to the chart. When you finish crocheting the last short edge, After completing pattern A, continue with 1 chain for transition, then work a half double crochet in the single crochet to join. This completes 1 pattern B. The second round is now done. Finally, start crocheting the third round. Begin with 3 chains as the turning chain. These 3 chains count as an incomplete double crochet. Next, work into the left chain space. Work an incomplete double crochet. Then yarn over, and draw through in once. That completes a special double crochet decrease stitch, or DC2 tog stitch for short. The braid on the upper right is its stitch. Next, work 2 chains as a transition. In the chain space of pattern A from the previous round on the left. Work 1 single crochet. Then chain 3. And work 1 single crochet. Chain 4. Work 1 single crochet. Chain 3. And work 1 single crochet. We will treat these 4 single crochets, and the chains in the middle, as pattern C. Next, chain 2 for transition. In the chain space of pattern B from the previous round. Work 1 double crochet decrease. First, pick up the chain spaces separately. Work 1 incomplete double crochet. Then yarn over, and pull through once. That completes the double crochet decrease. Then chain 2 for transition. We will treat this 1 double crochet decrease, and 2 chains on each side, as pattern D. Continue in the chain space of pattern A from the previous round. And work 1 pattern C. That is, 1 single crochet. 3 chains. 1 single crochet. 4 chains. 1 single crochet. 3 chains. And 1 single crochet. After completing, work 1 pattern D on pattern B from the previous round, which means 2 chains. 1 double crochet decrease. And 2 chains. After completing, on the left side of pattern A, work 1 pattern C. Take a look at the crochet pattern for this round. In the chain space of pattern A from the previous round. Correspondingly make pattern C. On pattern B from the previous round. Correspondingly work 1 pattern D. Repeat this process. And finish crocheting this round. Pay attention when crocheting at the corner of the short side. The distance between pattern A and pattern B is closer. Make sure not to crochet in the wrong position. After completing the last pattern C, use 2 chains as a transition. Finally, finish with a slip stitch on the double crochet decrease. No need to pull tight. Cut the yarn. Fasten off the yarn. This will make the texture look more beautiful. Finally, hide the yarn tail on the wrong side following the texture. The method is very simple, so I won't demonstrate it. This completes the 3rd round. The edging is also finished. Up to this point, the entire main part has been fully explained. After completing the main part, let's learn how to add decorations next. Check out the finished product. There are mainly 3 types of decorations. They are the leaf ring, flower 1, and flower 2. Crochet each decoration in the corresponding quantity and color scheme. Then sew them onto the corresponding positions. Start by making the leaf ring. Here, the leaf ring is crocheted back and forth. Finally, sew it together to form a circular pattern, and secure it to the corresponding position on the octagon fabric piece. Please watch as I demonstrate the specific crocheting method. Let's start by crocheting a chain stitch. Take the corresponding yarn. Pick up the yarn tail with your right hand, and hang it properly on your left hand. Then pick up the crochet hook with your right hand, and place it underneath the yarn. Wrap the yarn counterclockwise around it. Use your left middle finger and thumb. Pinch the crossing point of the loop. Place the hook on the left side of the yarn. Yarn over. Draw the yarn through. This slip knot does not count as a stitch. Slightly tighten. Now start crocheting chain stitches. Here you need to adjust a little the size of the loop on the hook. The exact number of chain stitches can be referenced from the chart. After completing, crochet a leaf section. Start with 8 chain stitches. Then, from the second to last stitch, pick up the front loop and crochet 1 single crochet. One half double crochet, 3 double crochets, one half double crochet, and 1 single crochet. This completes 1 leaf. Then continue crocheting the corresponding number of chain stitches. After that, crochet another leaf section. That is, 8 chain stitches. Then, from the second to last stitch, crochet the same stitch pattern as before. This completes the second leaf. Continue crocheting the corresponding number of chain stitches. From here on, repeat crocheting leaves and chains. Refer to the pattern. Keep crocheting until all required leaves are finished. After completing the last leaf, continue crocheting the corresponding number of chain stitches. After completing, make one chain as your beginning chain. Go back from the second to last stitch. Pick up the front loop of the chain stitch. Correspondingly make slip stitches. Crochet the slip stitches in the normal way, no need to tighten the yarn. When you reach the leaf position, skip it. Continue picking up the chain stitches and crocheting slip stitches. After completing the corresponding number of slip stitches, crochet a leaf. Then continue with the previous chain stitches. And keep crocheting the corresponding number of slip stitches one by one. Pay attention to skip the previous leaf position. Then crochet another leaf. Moving downward, repeat crocheting slip stitches and leaves. Refer to the pattern chart, and finish crocheting the remaining leaves. After completing the last leaf, leave a tail of yarn, about twice the length of the stem. Then cut the yarn. You can also leave it a little longer if you prefer. Pull tight. This completes the leaf circle. Next, place the leaf circle on the 8th round of the octagon motif. Here, I'll demonstrate with a sample swatch. Make sure the right side of the main piece is facing up. If the right side is obstructed, you can count the rounds from the wrong side. The leaves form a circle. Ensure the side with clearer texture of the leaves faces up. Align the leaves at the chain stitch positions so they face inward. The slip stitch sides should all face outward uniformly. You can take a piece of scrap yarn and thread it into a darning needle. Then, thread the yarn tail into the darning needle. Follow along the circle. Weaving in the ends as you go, secure it to the 8th round of the first section. Start by sewing and securing the beginning and ending positions. Then pick up strands from the wrong side of the circle's chain stitches. Sew and secure these strands to the corresponding positions on the fabric piece. Pay attention when you encounter the leaves, as you need to move the yarn to the backside of the leaves. Secure the backside of the leaves to the fabric piece. Then continue securing the chain stitch sections. Be mindful to adjust the position while sewing. This will prevent it from being sewn crooked. Repeat this process to secure the entire round. After finishing all the sewing, tie a knot with the 2 yarn tails. Then weave the yarn tails along the texture of the circle, or the fabric piece's texture to hide them. The method is very simple. I won't demonstrate it further. This way, one leaf circle is secured properly. You can now remove the previously secured yarn. The other octagon fabric pieces also need to have a leaf circle secured. Everyone, refer to the pattern. Refer to the previous demonstration to make and secure the remaining leaf circles. I will not repeat the demonstration. That concludes the explanation of the leaf circle. Next, let's learn how to make flower 1. The technique for flower 1 is similar to the flower at the center of motif 1. Start with a magic ring. Crochet in rounds counterclockwise. After completion, sew it onto the 8 corner positions of motif 1. Each motif is paired with 8 flowers. Please watch as I demonstrate the specific making method. Start with a magic ring. After completing it, crochet the first round. First, make 2 chain stitches as the starting chain for half double crochets. The standing chain counts as 1 half double crochet, then crochet 9 half double crochets into the magic ring loop. After completion, take a look at the result, including the standing stitch. In total, you will have 10 half double crochets. Then tighten the loop. Finally, finish with a slip stitch on the standing stitch. Pull tight. Cut the yarn. That concludes the first round. Now move on to the second round. The technique for this round is similar to motif 1, specifically the second round of the central flower. The only differences are the stitch count and insertion position. Here, directly join the yarn on the stitch or standing stitch. Then crochet 1 cluster. Note that the chain stitches are 6 in this case. Then make 1 chain as your beginning chain. From the second to last stitch, work corresponding slip stitches. After completing the last chain, the cluster is done. Next, pick up the stitch on the left side, and work 1 slip stitch for transition. Work 1 slip stitch to transition. Remember to weave in the ends. This round is crocheted like this, forming the clusters. After completion, make 1 slip stitch for transition. The method is the same as the second circle of the center flower in motif 1. It's just all about picking up stitches and crocheting. The stitch count for the clusters differs slightly. The method is very simple. Everyone can refer to the pattern chart. Finish crocheting this round. I won't continue with the demonstration. Here, I'll use a small sample to explain the subsequent crochet technique. The crochet technique for the third round is also similar to the third round of the center flower in motif 1. There are only slight differences in the cluster stitches. The method is the same. You can directly follow the chart for crocheting. I won't demonstrate it here. At the end, leave a yarn tail of about 30 centimeters for sewing. Look. This is what flower 1 looks like after completion. The crochet techniques for the remaining flower 1s are identical. Refer to the previous demonstration to finish crocheting the remaining flower 1s. That concludes the explanation of crocheting flower 1. After completing flower 1, you need to sew it onto the corresponding position of motif 1. Thread the reserved yarn tail into a sewing needle. Place flower 1 on the corner position of motif 1. Which is this color region? Align the outer edge with the area below the second to last round. Confirm the position and sew slightly inside the backside of the petals. Securely sew it onto the fabric piece. Pay attention to ensure no visible stitches appear on the wrong side of the piece. After sewing everything together, tie off and weave in the ends neatly. The method is very simple. I won't demonstrate it further. This completes sewing one flower 1. Sew the remaining flower 1s in the same way. Attach them to each corner position. The method is very simple. Everyone can complete it on their own. I will not repeat the demonstration. That concludes the explanation for flower 1. Next, let's learn about flower 2. Take a look at the finished product. Flower 2 has 2 color schemes. The center flower of motif 2 corresponds to it. The crochet technique and color scheme for the first 6 rounds are identical. It is also the same as the first 6 rounds of the flowers in motif 4. Pay attention, at the end. Leave about 20 centimeters of yarn tail for sewing. Refer to the pattern. And use the previous demonstration as a reference. Complete flower 2 with the corresponding color scheme. Next, I will demonstrate the specific sewing method. Place flower 2, which has the same color scheme as the center flower, in the corner position of motif 2. Here, I'll demonstrate using a small sample. The colors are random. Align the edge with the bottom of the second to last round. It should cover about 5 rounds. Make sure the position is correct. Turn the last round of petals to the wrong side. Sew it together with the fabric piece by picking up strands, and secure it in place. After finishing one round, tie a knot and cut the thread. I won't demonstrate this part here. This completes the sewing of flower 2. Sew the remaining flower 2s in the same way. The corner position of motif 2 should correspond to the color scheme. I will not repeat the demonstration. This concludes the explanation of flower 2. The entire decoration section has now been fully explained. Up to this point, the entire blanket has been completely explained. If you have any questions during the process, don't hesitate to reach us via our website, Susan's Family, supporting your handwork experience, sharing the joy of life. Thank you all for watching. See you in the next episode.